Hey, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, my Lord have mercy. What did I just do?
Right, what did you just do to black yourself out?
I just took myself out of the.
He's a mess. But how are you tonight, Whisky Blue?
I am doing absolutely marvelous.
Well, that's what's up. Well, Trinell,
And
what about the
yourself,
other one in the corner?
Child.
huh?
I'm good. I can't complain. Trinell made some good dinner.
All right.
Like I was vegan because I ain't have no meat,
Okay.
but it was good nonetheless.
That's what's up. Well, guess what? I put out a post on the page seeing if somebody would pay for my dinner, but I ain't get a response yet.
And I saw your other post. Hey, JLC 887 Productions. I think this is your first time here because I never seen you before. So welcome to the TheMcRaeKingz channel.
So what did you actually have to eat? What was the actual meal?
Lord have mercy. Can y'all hear me? Okay, say something because I couldn't. I don't think I can hear y'all.
Testing the mic, testing the mic.
Okay, there y'all go. There y'all go.
It was actually linguine with Alfredo sauce.
Child, I
All
was
right.
trying to switch myself. Hey, what's going on, everybody? People is y'all. I love this. I love when people show up on
Yes,
time.
we feel better. We doing better.
I love it when people show up on time. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, who is this? JLCA7 Productions. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming on time. Well, we're late, but thank you for coming on time.
Right.
Because we late. We late. How late are we, Joseph?
Just a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Not too late.
Well, let's give people some time to come in, and we'll just talk amongst ourselves. How was your day? How was your day, Whiskey?
My day has been an absolutely amazingly awesome day.
Oh,
I
well,
am
good.
I'm feeling fantastic. I do not feel like I still have COVID. However, when I took my test today, it still came back positive.
Uh-oh.
Yes, that's
So,
what happened to me. I
okay.
did a home test and it came back negative. And then when they tested me in dialysis, it came back positive. So they won't let me come at my regular time because they're keeping me isolated still. And I'm like, I don't have COVID no more. So I had to take another one on Friday. So tomorrow we'll see what the outcome of that is.
Well, I'm
Okay.
fine, child. I tested negative. I'm fine. I am fine. I'm doing very
Well, if
good.
you tested negative when I tested negative, but then I tested positive, you ain't had a real one from like a clinic or a doctor to
No, I
know.
haven't. I just took the home test.
Right.
You don't think I still have COVID, do you?
Well, I'm going by me. So once they tell me I'm COVID free, I'm gonna say you COVID free. Because
Yeah.
as long as my test is coming up positive, then we in the same room. We in we in the same bed.
Right.
So
Exactly.
if
Um.
mine is coming up positive, yours would be positive too. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but
Exactly.
I mean, I feel
Did
great.
y'all get medication?
No,
No.
they didn't give us.
No, they didn't give us no medication.
I had
Okay,
to go to the doctor because I had to get a blood transfusion and dialysis in the hospital. And I figured, oh, they'll give me the pills. They looked at me and said, quarantine at home for 10 more days.
Yeah, they just told us to treat the symptoms. That was it.
Yeah.
wow. Well, my doctor actually called me yesterday. When I didn't get a call from her on Friday, I had chalked up that I probably won't hear nothing until Monday from her. But she literally called me on Saturday, not one time, but 3 times.
Mm.
So you know when your doctor calls you on a Saturday 3 times, they must be really serious about business.
Oh,
So
you know,
she
you got a
called
good
me.
doctor. You got a good doctor because I called my doctor and I didn't hear from them for 3 days. So by the time I spoke to them, I was almost over, whatever I was going through. So you got a
Right.
good doctor. If your doctor got in contact with you and contacted you 3 times, it just shows that your doctor is really care. They care, and they went above and
Yeah.
beyond. Yeah,
Right.
that's great.
When she called me back the third time, she said, "Mr. Rogers, you're probably gonna get probably tired of me calling you today." I said, "Ma'am, I appreciate you calling because I feel like I'm somebody. The fact that you called me 3 times
You know what
today."
I'm saying? I know that's right.
So
I
they
know
Right.
have
that's right.
on this molnupiravir.
Uh huh.
Molnupiravir is what they have me on, and you take 4 pills twice a day for the next 5 days. And
Okay.
what it is by Merck, and Pfizer has Paxlovid or something like that.
Yeah.
This is Merck's. Merck's only showed like a 30%, but because she said I was pretty much already cleared from it, this is going to work for me because the Paxlovid would not have been good for me with my kidneys.
Is that an antibiotic?
This is an antiviral medication.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's pretty much on the same level as what President Biden took,
Uh
right?
huh.
But the problem with what Biden took is that particular medication can give you a rebound effect once you start taking it. So remember, he took it, had gotten better, and then ended up back with the
Right.
symptoms again.
Uh
That
huh.
was why.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
All three of us have had different experiences with the COVID. We really have.
yes,
And one of the things that I'm really concerned about is the after effect. You know, they have some condition. What is it called, Joseph?
Well, they have long-term COVID,
Long term COVID.
and then some people experience like liver problems, kidney problems, heart
Right.
problems.
Right. Right. Some people even experience problems with memory, things
Yeah,
like that, simple
memory
things.
loss.
And that is really a big concern of mine. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope that,
Hey, Risika.
I don't get any, after effects from having COVID. And I was just thinking, I was pondering over something earlier, and I said, I think everybody in this country at one point in time in their lives is going to get COVID. You
Well,
know?
I read an article where they said, what you said, but they said there are going to be some people who, like with HIV, their immune system is going to just not allow them to get COVID because they're going to be
Yeah, yeah, because
immune to it,
you're
basically.
immune to it. Yeah, yeah. Well, I believe that's with anything. That's with
Right.
anything. The flu, COVID, what? I think that's with
But,
anything.
but,
It's just
but,
people.
but I
There's
mean,
some
at the
people
rate that
that just
COVID,
don't get. It's some people that just don't. They don't get these.
but
They don't
child, at
have
the
these
rate that
issues.
COVID going, child, everybody is like popping up with it. I
Yeah.
mean, you look at Tramel, me and you was good for 3 years without catching it. And then
Right.
bang, we come back here and we get COVID.
Well, I think the reason why we got it was because, living up in Rome, New York, we weren't in the midst of a whole bunch of people.
Right.
And and Joseph, also what you got to remember is that the climate up there was totally different. It was much colder, and anybody that knows anything about health knows that when you live in a cold environment, you don't have to worry really about all these other infections and stuff like that because cold weather kills germs. You know what I'm saying?
JLC,
So
JLC,
us
Tramel
moving
was the
down
same thing.
here, to the tri-state area where, of course, we're engaging and we're in touch with a whole lot more people, a plethora of people. We're more susceptible to these these germs. So we now have to live our lives a totally different way. Like Joseph and I, we're living up in Rome. We didn't have to wear masks. We never wore masks. Very seldom. But here we have to wear our masks. And
Well,
in
fix
some
that. We
cases,
wore masks. We didn't wear the mask after we got vaccinated.
right. But now we have to wear our masks. And you know what, Joseph? I'm really, really considering and thinking about wearing gloves because this monkeypox. Oh, listen? I was watching this girl on YouTube from Georgia. She got the monkeypox. She says she thinks she got it from work because she's a cashier and she works as a cashier and she handles money. And she says she thinks that's how she got it. Now, what we know about the monkeypox is it can be transferred through touching. Now we have to really take into consideration who touches us, because they're saying if somebody that has monkeypox is on your bed sheets, if they touch a pillow, if they touch a sofa,
Your
anything that
towel.
they touch, you're susceptible to getting monkeypox. And that's
Wow.
something I'm afraid of, child. I do not want no monkey. I do not want no bumps all over my face and can on and stuff. They say it's a horrible thing to have. You feel very fatigued. You sometimes have a high fever. It's just like having a chicken pox. Did you now as a child I had the chicken pox and that was the worst for me. It really was. It was the worst for me. I remember having the chicken pox and I remember having a fever. I remember my mom having to treat my fever. I remember having to take baby aspirin because my body was aching. Oh, it was just terrible. It was horrible.
Well, I didn't have chickenpox until I was 21.
Mm.
So I know
You're lucky.
exactly.
That can kill you at that
I
age.
know exact. Oh yeah, I had 104 fever.
Yeah, it
I
can
had to
kill
go to the
you.
hospital, and it was the most horrible, horrible. I had chickenpox everywhere, and when I say
Yeah,
everywhere, I mean everywhere.
yeah.
And but at the time, I was quote unquote straight, and I had a girlfriend.
Mm.
And I told her that we couldn't, because I had chicken pox. I said, if you want to come see me, you can come see me. So, she brought me like a little gift bag. And, I like M&M peanuts. And she brought me a big bag of M&M peanuts. And she brought me all my little favorite candies. Well, Whisky Blu, she got to the house and her loins got on fire. And I said, well, we can't do this because there's chicken pox down there. There's chicken pox on it. We can't do this. But she just insisted on pushing up and getting what she wanted. I don't care. I had chicken pox already. I don't care. In my mind, I'm like, who in the hell would want? Is it that good, girl, that you want it with the chicken pox on it? Well, I did it. Afterwards, I was in pain because all the chicken pox bust. And then, like 2 weeks later, she in the hospital because guess who got chicken pox inside her?
Did she have chicken pox in her coochie?
Yes, she had chicken pox
Wow.
inside her. And she had a little bit, it really didn't get on her body that much, but it was inside her. And I was like, well, it ain't my fault. Her mother was like, you's a nasty ass. The boy told you he had chicken pox and you still let him do it. I said, no, I didn't tell your mother, you didn't let me do it. You was the one sitting there enticing me to want to do it. Because I was like, no, this is nasty.
You should have told her no ringing, no dingy.
Right. And then on top of it all, it was when everything was said and done and they popped on me, I'm like sitting there burning and shit. I'm like, oh, this hurts.
Wow.
But yeah, I had chickenpox when I was 21, and it wasn't a pleasant thing at all.
Wow.
That's what your ass get. That's what your ass get for
Well, ain't nothing happened to me. I had the chickenpox already. I was trying to warn somebody that I had chickenpox, and she didn't want to hear it. All she knew was that it was good, and she wanted it.
that's what your ass get. That's what your ass get for doing the shit. You had no been doing it in the first goddamn place. You should have told her go somewhere and sit her hot ass down and stop trying to hop on the hot seat.
I'm glad I'm not in the middle and I'm on the end.
Husband.
Whatever. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
That's what you get. Y'all, I'll be right back. Give me one moment. Kenton, keep the people company, keep them engaged.
I guess I'm going to keep you all company. You know, I will say this. For those of you that don't know, I have a dog at home, and his name is Diesel. I actually call him Prince Diesel Blue. So he's got my last name. He's the first adopted into my family because I have decided that I'm going to start my family and start building my family at age 54. So I was actually reading something earlier today, which I didn't know this, but I was looking online and it says that it came up that people with suspected or confirmed COVID-19 should avoid contact with animals, including pets, livestock, and wildlife. And so I have been here with my dog. I cannot not have contact with him because we live in the same house. And I'm actually a little concerned that he himself may possibly have been infected with the COVID virus as well, just because of the way he's been acting. He's been acting a little strange. Like I've heard him do a little sneezing and stuff like that, but it's just been a little strange over these past couple of days. So I'm going to keep an eye on him, and hopefully, I did not pass on COVID to him. But I'm going to do some more research just to find out in case I did. What is the recommendation that they have for pets if your pet has actually contracted COVID as well? So it actually, I was looking at something that says a few pets have tested positive for the new coronavirus. Not all of these animals had signs of illness, but some had mild symptoms.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, there is some animals that have tested positive for COVID, like cats and dogs.
Remember that lion did?
Yeah, so yeah, you might want to get your dog checked out, take him to the vet, and see, make sure everything is okay.
But I can't take him to the pet because I'm not supposed to be out the house by myself. So we just gonna have to ride it out right now.
Well, no, it could just be the flu, because I never knew that dogs get flu shots until we had Jomel, and they, we took him to the vet and they gave him a flu shot, and I said, "Why you give my dog a flu shot?" And they was like, "Cause dogs get the flu." I was like, "Oh, I'm not mad at it. I just wanted to know. I just, make sure this ain't a bogus charge."
Yeah. And to Reese Cup, she asked what type of dog. Diesel is definitely a pit. I mean, I don't think he's full blooded pit, but he definitely has pit in him.
As soon as you look at him, he looked like a pit bull.
Okay.
He looked just like a pit bull.
Okay. But he jumped around like a Russell Terrier.
He looked like a pit bull, but see, he's small like the one I had. Like he don't have a real big head, and he's just like a streamline. Because mine was supposed to be a full pit, but the person I got her from was such a lying bastard. You never know with him. but she was small. Like you saw Val's dog, Tremel, her
Yeah.
pit bull. She wasn't a big pit. She was the most she weighed was
Yeah,
like
she was a
50
small
pounds.
thing. Yeah.
Right. And she thought because I had a little dog, and as a puppy, she was doing what my little dog did. So at 50 pounds, she would come running in the room and take flying leaps into your lap. And I'm like, Chanel girl, you 50 pounds. You can't take flying leaps into my lap, honey. Cheyenne only weighed 10 pounds. She can do that. You can't do that.
Wow.
Well, some pit bulls are like big babies. They don't know their own strength.
Right.
And most big dogs don't know their own strength, and they're big kids.
But
They're
when you
like
get
big
them
kids.
as a puppy around a little dog, the little dog is the leader. So they start
Uh-huh.
doing what the little dog do, and you be sitting there like, girl, you can't do that. You
Right.
can't just be jumping on me like that.
Yeah, but they don't know that. They don't know
Right.
that.
They don't know no better. So
Yeah,
it
they
ain't
don't know
like
no better because they think they don't realize how, they say, and this is so true, little dogs don't realize how small they are.
right. And then
And
big
they
dogs, some
because you
big dogs
you
don't
will always
realize.
see a little dog barking up at a big dog face. They don't know how small they are. They think that they're big. They have like the Napoleon syndrome. And big dogs can be very intimidated by small dogs. Very intimidated. Like, what is that? To them, it looks like a little mouse.
But we need to get the show going because I have another show to watch.
Okay.
Because I already saw the preview that you posted, Whisky Blu. I already saw. I said, Lord, here he go again. I said, here he go again. I started to text you. I said, here he go again.
Whisky Blu always got something up his sleeve, child.
He just
always
no.
got
He
something up his
just
sleeve.
Jamel. I swear to God, I know why y'all are friends because he just like your ass. Soon as he knows something, it gotta go up on social media.
Well, guess what?
Yes.
I am going to be doing a Whisky Blu Barbara Walters original tonight because I have been actually contracted to do and to conduct the interview on my platform.
Okay.
So you doing it after this?
I'm doing it. I set it up for 9:05.
Okay, well, y'all, we're going to have y'all go over to Whisky Blu's page on Facebook. Are you broadcasting on Facebook or YouTube?
It's going to be broadcasted on Facebook as well as YouTube.
All right, well, we're going to have y'all go over. We're going to put the link in the description. So if y'all want to go over and watch the interview that Whisky Blu will be doing this evening, by all means, proceed over to Whisky
Don't
Blu's
miss
channel.
it, honey. That's all I'm saying is don't miss it.
Yes,
Whisky
Blu, he be having them juicy interviews, child.
It's going to be titled Domestic Violence, the Mahim Abdar Uncensored Story. The Heart Doctor walks us through his domestic abuse assault journey.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get started with our show, y'all. Welcome to the show tonight. We thank you for showing up. Those of you that are here, please make sure that you hit the like button and make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. We welcome all new subscribers to our channel. And those that want to join, just hit the join button or click the link to join the TheMcRaeKingz channel that will be in the description if you decide to join. Remember that membership has its privileges. So with that being said, we're going to get on with our show tonight. I have something really interesting to talk about, and I know it's something that's been in the blogs, it's been in social media, it's been on YouTube, everywhere. What I want to talk about tonight is the fact that Beyonce and Lizzo had to change the lyrics in their songs simply because there was a community that felt disrespected, felt that the word that they said was offensive. It's a word that has been in our vocabulary for years, the word spaz. And it's to my understanding that it's a trigger word. It's something that, describes, a person that is mentally ill, losing it. And so, Beyonce was dragged for having the word spaz in one of her songs. And Lizzo also was the same way. I mean, they really, 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 Joseph and Whiskey, they went in on Lizzo mostly about using the word spaz. And here's my problem with it. When is it going to stop? It's overkill. When is it going to stop? Listen, I remember a movie that I watched years ago with Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone. Remember Demolition Man? Remember that movie?
Mm-hmm.
And in that movie, music had become so restricted, and it had become so bad that people were singing TV commercials, and the only thing that you could hear was TV commercials and theme songs from TV shows. That was their music. So when is it going to stop? Is it going to come a time when we are going to only be able to listen to TV commercials, jingles, and theme songs from TV shows? Because that's the direction it feels like it's going in. Everybody is offended by a word. They don't like this word, spaz. Next is going to be something else. And then it's going to be something else. And then it's going to be something else. And then it's going to be something else.
But you're missing the most major point about that. The most major point about that is that it's people in the UK. It has nothing to do with people in America. It's people in the UK because they use that word against, they use that word as a derogatory word. I forgot what illness it is, but they use that word as a derogatory word towards a certain illness. So the UK, the people in the UK are the ones who demanded Beyonce change her lyrics and Lizzo change her lyrics.
Right.
Because when I read the story, I got mad. I'm like, they're not even over here. Like, who cares? Like, just because if that's the case, then everything we say in the United States that means something in Australia, in Germany, in England, they're going to have a problem with it if it's some kind of derogatory word for them.
I mean, listen.
And that's what made me mad. Like, if it was something real, like if she said the word retarded, then I would say, okay, yeah, that's not cool. You know, nowadays we don't call people that. We don't say that. That's messed up. Like, change that. But to say that spaz is a bad word because it's a bad word in the UK, but not in America.
Right.
Like, where they do that at?
Right. I mean, the word faggot is used to describe a cigarette in Europe.
Right.
So but over here, it's an offensive word now. You understand what I'm saying? It's an offensive word. So, I mean, big deal. Big deal. I'm like, okay, our narratives and the words that we speak are being taken away from us. And that's what this country was built on. Freedom of speech. We should be able to have the freedom to say we want. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm a different type of person. I'm a type of person if I don't like something that you say.
Whiskey, want to ask you a question.
Hold on. I'm a type of person, if I don't like something that you say, I don't like a word that you use, then I turn myself off to you. You understand what I'm saying? That's just me. That's me. I'm not bothered by things like that. Like, if somebody was to say blackie in a song, that's not going to bother me. There was a group, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. They used the F word. They said undercover FAG. That's one of my favorite songs, The Message. I didn't stop listening to that song just because they used that word. It's not a trigger for me. Y'all stop letting what these artists sing be a trigger for you. You know what you are. You know who you are. Why are you allowing something like a word by someone else that's not even directing it towards you for it to be a trigger for you? If you are mentally ill and you have the tendency to
You
lose it,
can't do this.
that don't mean that somebody's picking at you because they're saying spaz out. You know, we've been using that. How long have you been using the word spaz? I know
Go
I
ahead,
was using it.
Whiskey. Ask your question.
Oh, did you ask me a question?
No, you wouldn't let him.
I'm sorry. I'm
So
sorry.
here's my thing. I didn't even know what was going on about the word spaz, right?
Hmm.
And until y'all brought it up tonight, And so I'm sitting over here, and of course I went to do my due diligence, and find out what this actually means. And what I see is that uh spaz. It says, what does spaz mean in slang? And it means a stupid or incompetent person. So it's saying here online that spaz, plural spaz, is slang or derogatory, offensive, a
Right.
stupid or
Right.
incompetent person. So I
It's
didn't even know that until just now when I looked it up.
right, but it's not my fault. That's what you think of yourself. If that's what you think of yourself, that's not Beyonce's fault. That's not Lizzo's fault. That's what you think of yourself. But it doesn't. But what's wrong with them using the word? I don't
Because when we
understand.
say the word "don't spaz out," it means don't act crazy.
Right.
It doesn't mean that we think you stupid or dumb. It just means stop acting crazy,
Well,
like
it's
you
not my
spazzing
fault
out.
that you. It's not my fault that you think that you're crazy, or that you categorize yourself
Well,
as
no,
being
that's
crazy.
that's not. It's because they use it against a certain type of. I
Right.
forgot what
But
it
mentally
is.
ill people that have mental illness aren't crazy. We know that they have mental illness. That's what we
No, no, no.
call it.
But that's
We don't
that's
call
the
them
equivalent
crazy.
of. It's a certain. No, it's certain. Oh, I can't remember what the illness is that they have,
I
and they
know.
use that word specifically for those people.
Right.
So in the UK, so that's why it was offensive. It was offensive to all those people that they use that word towards because it's like a derogatory, negative word to
Right.
them.
But that word in no way should be associated with that condition. I know. I know. I heard about the condition. It's
I just
called
forgot what it
spaz
was.
something. It's a condition that references the word spaz, but it in no way whatsoever has any association with using the word spaz out. When we say spaz out, we mean freak out, act wild, go wild. That's what spaz out means to me. It doesn't mean go crazy. You're a lunatic. You're a retard. Excuse my language. That's not what spaz means to me. And that's not what spaz means to most people on the planet. To most
In
people
the
on the
United
planet,
States.
the word spaz just means, go wild, go wild, go crazy. It's not my fault if you categorize or think of yourself as being crazy. If you think of yourself as being crazy, then yes, you should be triggered by the word. But I have mental illness. I
No,
ain't
Reese Cup,
crazy
she
though.
changing it
I ain't crazy. I don't
on
I
the
don't
whole
categorize
album.
myself as crazy. I don't even categorize myself as having mental illness. You understand what I'm saying? When are we going to listen? There's a lot of things that we need to put an end to in society, and one of them is us changing things that don't necessarily need to be changed.
Well,
You
is
know,
that
I
what
know,
it
I
is,
know
or
our
is it
world
that
is.
they need to stop with all the sensitivity behind
Yes,
everything?
I know our world is moving in a different direction, but come on, people. We have to stop being so sensitive to so many things. People act like little babies, like we're little kids. Oh, you can't say that. That's going to offend Becky. You can't say that. That's going to offend John. Stop it. It needs to stop. It needs to stop now because what's going to end up happening is all of our freedoms are going to be taken away from us. Pretty soon, you ain't even gonna be able to say boo. Because if you say that, then somebody gonna say, "Oh, I was triggered because my father or my mother was killed on Halloween." So you can't say boo. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it needs to stop. That's all I have to say. What are you talking about tonight, Joseph?
Well, I guess since you talked about Beyonce, I'm going to talk about Beyonce as well. And another change she made on her album was when she got rid of Khalees and the
Oh,
interploitation.
mm-hmm.
Um, so really, well, I'll tell y'all what happened, and then I'm going to pose a question to Tremel and Whisky Blu because they both were in the music business. So Beyonce used Milkshake, and apparently she did use Khalees's voice. It was an interpolation. I don't know what that means. Maybe Tremel and Whiskey Blue know what it means in the music business. I have no clue because I'm reading it going, what the hell? Is this a
Never heard
mistake?
of it.
And they kept saying interpolation. Well, anyway, Beyonce did use her voice. I haven't heard the song. I haven't heard the song Energy. I've heard some of the other songs, but I haven't heard the song Energy. But whatever. Beyonce used Milkshake and her voice in the interpolation. Beyonce also, which I did not know in the beginning, gave her credit on the album, which means that Khalees was going to get paid. She was going to get paid because Beyonce listed her as one of the writers because of the whole interpolation thing. But then when Khalees had her fit and went online and reading Beyonce and what have you, Beyonce said, okay, that's how you feel. She removed the music. She put new music to it. And she removed Khalees as a writer because now Khalees ain't getting paid off of it. Because, again, unless she performs it live, that's the only way she's going to get paid because Pharrell, the Neptunes, own it. So my question is, do you think that before Khalees went off because somebody called her and told her that Beyonce and her did a collaboration, that she should have took the time to see what was really going on before she jumped the gun and started reading? According to her, she don't care. She got what she wanted. She ain't part of it. She won, is what she's saying online. I won. She removed it. Da, 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 da. But at the end of the day, you lost because she listed you on your song and you were going to get paid off of it finally, where you didn't have to perform it. All that people had to do was listen to her song and you was going to get paid. I don't know how much you were going to get paid, but you would have got paid something. So I think she jumped the gun. I think she should have found out the details. I think it was more hurt behind Pharrell and what is his name, Chad. I think it was more hurt behind Pharrell and Chad that they let her do that. And I think she just was hurt, and then she got mad because nobody told her. And now it's like with all these remixes Beyonce is doing, she would have did a remix with Khalees. She would have. It's just a given that she would have done a remix with Khalees. But now, that's never going to happen because she jumped the gun and said all those things that she said. So do you agree with me, or do you think that she was right in jumping the gun, or do you think she should have found out the details first, and then if she didn't like the details, then said what her piece?
Kenton, Whiskey.
Wow. As I listen to it and everything like that, I just think that the reality is that sometimes people don't necessarily well think through the battles that they choose. I was always told that we should pick and choose our battles.
Mm-hmm.
So it's seemingly that she may have actually done herself, meaning Khalees, not Beyonce, but Khalees had probably ended up doing herself a disservice and cutting off her own toe or thumb or something like that because of ego. people sometimes make responses out of ego without thinking through what the ramifications, whether they be positive or negative. You know, I
Right.
have a thing where I really think things through. Nothing that I do or nothing that I say do I have to retract it, because I'm very methodical about what I say. I have the ability to think while I'm speaking. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't have that ability. And obviously she didn't, and it's hurt her more. But I will say this, Beyonce, if you are out there listening, baby girl, you can use any melody from absolutely any of my songs. And you do not have to tell me before you do it. Just send the check when it's ready to come.
Okay, that's it. That's it. Listen, let me say this. I've done. I think we've all jumped the gun at one point in time in our lives. We've jumped the gun and done something, and just thought it. We should have just. You said like child, Shemar, you should have kept your mouth shut. We've all done that at one point in time in our lives. This is a big dumb move. I'm sorry. I didn't. That's the only way I can describe it. It was a dumb move by a dumb by an artist. It was really stupid. Now I understand her frustration with Pharrell and the other guy, with her not owning the rights to her music, but that wasn't Beyonce's battle. That wasn't Beyonce's fight. You understand what I'm saying? If she had a problem with anybody, she should have had a problem with Pharrell and the other guy, in terms of her not getting credit if there was no credit given to her. But in this particular case, credit was given to her, even in spite of the fact that she didn't even own the rights to the music. And we had this conversation last week, didn't we, Whiskey? We had this conversation last week. As an artist, you got to handle your business.
Yep.
Before you handle anything. You got to know what the contracts say. You got to know, will I own my masters? Will I get a royalty? How much of a royalty will I get? How many points will I get? What is you got to know as an artist. You can't just, if somebody signed you to a record deal for $1 million, you can't just sign that contract. You have to have your lawyer look over that, and you have to know exactly what you're getting yourself into, step by step by step. This is a pure case of somebody, of an artist, not doing their homework and not doing their due diligence to be concerned about their own career. She said it herself. She said, when I went into the studio and I did this song, she said, it didn't matter to me. I was making money off of touring. It didn't matter to me. I wasn't thinking about royalties. She wasn't thinking about the long term of what could possibly be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She wasn't thinking about that. She never thought in a million years that somebody would sample one of her songs.
And shout
And
out
then
to
she got sore. She felt sore because she didn't get no credit for it. But that's not nobody's fault but Khalees. That's her fault because she didn't read the contract. She didn't do her homework. She didn't have her lawyer look over it. Had she done these things, she would not have been in a position where she felt slighted by Beyonce. Now, I think it was a very honorable and noble thing that Beyonce did by taking her out of the song. I think it was because Beyonce didn't have to do that. She didn't have to do that. Beyonce got clearance for the sample. She got clearance. She was allowed to use it, and she should have used it. And I know, and y'all y'all may or may not agree with me, because I'm a part of the Beyonce Nation. Shout out to the Beyonce Nation. Shout out to the
the
Beehive.
Beehive.
I'm a part of the Beyonce Nation, but I know Beyonce was sitting back like, bitch, I know that you ain't trying it with me over this little teeny little sample that I used of yours. I got something for your black ass. I got something for you. And Beyonce, and the one, let me just say this about Beyonce, because I hear people say good and bad things about Beyonce. I hear a lot of people say bad things about Beyonce, like they're tired of her, and she need to go somewhere and sit down and stop making music for a little while and let somebody else take the crown and da 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 da. But the one thing that I appreciate about Beyonce is her business savvy. Beyonce is a businesswoman. She do not play when it comes to business. Okay? She does not play. I've seen Beyonce. I remember watching one of her videos where she was doing a show. She did a show in Las Vegas. She was in Las Vegas and she was doing a show. I saw her stand there and detail by detail make sure that every single detail on that stage was right, make sure every single thing that she needed for her dancers, everything she needed for her band, everything was right. This girl is a meticulous businesswoman, and I find it very, very difficult to believe that she would ever try to steal somebody's stuff. And I to this day, and I'll continue to say it, I think that Khalees owes her an apology. And Khalees, you can spit that you don't care, that you're happy now that they took the lyric out. She's not happy. She's not happy. Now she's trying to save face because now she looks stupid. She is not happy that Beyonce took out that sample. She's not happy. She's not happy. Why? Because she could have used the money. She could have used the money. That's money. That was a bag. She lost. She took her own bag away.
And let me say this: at the end of the day, if she contacted T.S. Madison, who is just a content creator,
right,
to use her voice in Cozy, why wouldn't she contact you if you needed to be contacted?
Right.
And even T.S. Madison, but even T.S. Madison was smart. She kept getting all this stuff from Beyonce's team or whatever, and she wasn't answering it until they like she said, these are her words. She said they sent me something with all these zeros on it, and I said, "Ooh, I gotta send this to my lawyer."
Right.
Smart move. Because if she just got happy because she saw all this money across the top of the email, she could have been screwed as well.
And
but
also,
she was smart.
Right. And also to T.S. Madison's point, she said, people use my voice. They use my stuff all the time in social media.
Especially on TikTok.
And they don't ask no permission. Nobody ever asks any permission to use stuff. When you become a meme or when you go viral for making a statement, T.S. Madison has gone viral so many times for saying so many different things. She said nobody has ever called me and asked my permission. Could they use my voice on this or use my voice on that? They just take it. You know what I'm saying? But Beyonce took the time out to get in contact with every single person that was a participant in her album, and she got permission. She got clearance. And let me just say this about Beyonce album. If you have not heard Beyonce's album, you need to go on iTunes and listen to it. Let me tell you, Beyonce's album is all that. When I tell you it is groundbreaking, it is innovative, it's just worth it. Period. Point blank. Her album is sickening. And the new remix that she did with Madonna, oh, baby. That remix is all that. I'm telling you, go out and get Beyonce's album, listen to it from front to back. The track with T.S. Madison is good. I love the track that she did with Grace Jones. I love it. Love it. It's just a great project. Nothing, and you know what? I'm not surprised. It met all my expectations and then some. But Khalees, don't sit here and try to make it seem like you're not bothered about this. She is bothered. She's bothered that her sample was taken off of that track. She's bothered this thing. Oh yes, she's bothered. Yes. But anyway, let's move right on along, and we're gonna move right along to Whisky Blu and see what Whisky Blu talking about tonight. Go ahead, Whisky Blu, because we know you got an interview coming up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make this really, really quick. The unique part about this all is that I'm sitting here at the same time doing the show. Got folks online. I mean, hit me up on my phone, flirting and everything. And some of them are really cute people, but I don't have time for that tonight.
Uh
Anyhow,
oh.
anyhow, um, there is an article here. Something this happened in Baltimore, so this isn't necessarily national, but I'm sure you all may have heard about it. That according to police, a 9-year-old boy playing with loaded gun fatally shot teenager. Um, Baltimore police say a 9-year-old boy is responsible for fatally shooting a 15-year-old girl Saturday night. City police said that the officers were called to that particular home on Leonard Street in Edmonds, on near Edmondson Avenue here, and police on Sunday identified the girl as, I want to say she's pronouncing this name Nakia or something, and said homicide detectives identified a 9-year-old boy as the suspect after speaking with witnesses. Witnesses told police that the boy was playing with a loaded handgun when it accidentally fired, hitting this young girl in the head. The boy then dropped the gun and fled. Police
Wow.
said that they obtained a search and seizure warrant, found the gun, and ran the serial number. Officers learned that the weapon is registered to a woman who is a relative of the boy and is an armed security guard. In accordance with the state law here in Maryland, and due to the age of the boy, he cannot be charged with a crime, the police said.
Wow.
That was what I wanted to kind of bring up, just the whole piece of how, and of course, all this is under investigation right now, and potential charges are pending. But obviously, the person who owned this gun did not do their due diligence to protect. You know what I'm saying? Their firearm, in order for their nephew to get hold to a gun to be playing with it in the first place. I just want to say, those people who are gun owners, we have got to be more careful. What do you guys have to say?
Um, I
Kings.
I agree 100. I couldn't agree more. We have to do better in this country when it comes to guns. This is a story that surprisingly I've heard so many times before. Children all over this country accidentally shoot people with guns, and it is our response. If you are a gun owner, you have to be a responsible gun owner. Listen, my dad was a police officer, and I kid you not, I never saw my father's gun. The only time I saw my father's gun when it was on his holster and when he was carrying it. But when he was at home, when he had that gun put away, never knew where it was and never saw it, because my father was a very responsible gun owner. My father had, unbeknownst to me, when he passed away, we found 7 guns in the house. Never,
Wow.
and they were not in, like, they were in places that, you know, we could have found them.
Right.
We could have picked them up, but we I never saw them. You know what I'm saying? And so this is not something that cannot be done. You as a gun owner can be a responsible gun owner. When you do not have your gun, you need to have it in a lockbox. Especially if you have children that are coming in and out and through your home. You never know. Children are very, very curious. They're very curious. They could come up upon something and they'll go get all their friends and say, "Y'all want to see a gun? Come follow me." and they will all go
You got concerns.
and they will see the gun and somebody will pick it up and then bam. That's it. That's it.
Wow.
Somebody's hurt. Somebody's dead. You can be a responsible gun owner.
I
There is
mean,
no reason whatsoever why a gun in your home should get into a child's hands. No reason whatsoever. Go ahead, Joseph. Go ahead, Joseph.
I mean, she was the security guard. She knew. I know they told her, don't leave your gun out.
Right.
Put it up. Because it's not just a kid. What if I'm mad at somebody and I decide to take your gun and shoot them?
Right.
I might go to jail, but then they're going to hold you accountable for me getting your gun.
Exactly. You going to become an accessory.
It's like people don't think. Like, even, hell, Tremel don't even mess with my gun. Except for the one time he thought somebody broke in the house, child.
Oh, yeah, that was funny, child. We got to tell that story one day, child. I saw
and
that.
He didn't even load the gun. He must have was going to just pistol whip him.
Yeah. But, you know, I don't even touch, like Joseph has, I don't even touch it. I know exactly where it is. I do not touch it. I don't, because it's just a habit of mine, Joseph. I grew up, my father was a police officer. The one thing he told us is, don't you ever touch my gun. And we never did.
We don't even have kids in the house. We grown.
Right.
And I don't just leave it out for everybody to just leave it on the table.
Right.
Oh, look at my gun. Like, who does that?
Right.
And let me get out of here, guys. I'm going to talk to y'all shortly, all right?
All right, I'll be there.
Because my he was already back in the studio waiting for us to go live. So let me get on.
Y'all say good night to Whisky Blu. Joseph and I, we're gonna finish off the show. But Whisky Blu, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we will see you soon.
And I will be back with you all on next week.
All right.
And we will be joining you in your live in a minute.
Yes.
All right. Sound like a plan. Love
y'all.
Soon.
Love you. Oh my goodness. I love me some Whisky Blu. Yes. But that's our show for tonight, guys. That's our show. We appreciate you joining us tonight for the Kingz Counsel. And we hope that you have enjoyed the Kingz Counsel thus far. Please send us an email, send us a message, and let us know what you think of the show. You know, watch us on all social media platforms. And of course, we as the MKingz, we're getting back into the what do you call it, Joseph? We're getting back into the mix of coming back to you on a regular. It's just that so many things have been going on in Joseph and us in our lives. Just so many things have been going on personally.
Back to back.
Yes. Oh, hold on for a second. Like my diabetes meter going on. Yeah. Telling me it's time for me to check my sugar. But
it's
anyway,
just been so many things that
there's been so many things that have been going on, guys. It's a lot. It's been a lot. We've been carrying quite a heavy load, and in the midst of all that, still trying to come to you guys and talk to you and engage with you and things like that. We thank you for watching the replay. We really do. We really appreciate you watching the replay, those of you that watch the replay. So shout out to those people, and shout out to all the people in the bushes that don't come up and make comments and stuff like that. We appreciate your support as well. But we're slowly but surely getting it back together. We don't have our car back yet. Our bank account has been frozen. Lord have mercy.
Just hearing you say it is just like,
what next? Plundering small villages? I mean, what next? But, you know, we're taking it all in stride. We really are. We're taking it all in stride. You know, from 2019 up until now, I have to say that God has really humbled Joseph and I. because of the events that have happened in our lives. I mean, from Joseph having a stroke to him almost dying on the operating table to him breaking his leg. I was like,
Having
Lord
hernia
have mercy.
surgery.
Jesus, if he breaks something else, I'm going to
Now,
die.
remind me to tell you something about the hernia thing.
Yeah. Joseph having hernia surgery. He had a hernia, child.
Now, I
Then he
had
had
two
an
hernias.
infection,
I had two
child. Then I ended
hernias.
up in the hospital. Then, child, I mean, it's just y'all. It's just been one thing after the other. We promise you, y'all. We do not stage these things.
Hey, child, I wish I
We do
was.
not stage these things. It's just circumstances that happen. But you know what the most important thing is? The most important thing is how you handle these circumstances. The ability to handle these circumstances with style and grace. And that's what we really try to
Because they
do. We
can
really
make or
try
break
to.
you, and I refuse to let them
Yeah.
break me.
Yeah, we really try to handle these circumstances with a little finesse and everything. And we recognize and every single day the blessing that God gives us for just waking up in the morning and breathing and being in our right mind. We thank God for it. We really do. We really thank God for it. I thank God for our great family. I thank God for people like Uncle Fred, because but for him, will we be living right now? I thank God for so many different things that are going on in our lives. And sometimes there are bumps in the road. There are. There are bumps in the road, but the road does get smooth. It does. It gets smooth. And you have to stay optimistic. You have to stay optimistic. You have to pray a lot. And it's like Kenton says, you have to pick your battles. You do. You have to pick every single battle that you go through. You have to pick it. I have to say this too.
Oh no,
My
I ain't staying
relationship,
in the house and in the bed. That ain't.
right.
That ain't. Mm-mm.
I have to say this also. My relationship with my mom is getting a little bit better. You know, she's dealing with the early stages of dementia. It's been very, very difficult for me mentally to deal with her on that level. But I'm really making an effort to to try to make things better and to try to have more understanding. That was the thing that was hard for me, having understanding of the endurance of what I was enduring with my mom. And I thank God for that. I thank God for my mother. I thank God that my mom is still here. She does experience some memory loss, things like that, and other things that I, as a son, when I'm able to, I help her with those things. And I am grateful that I'm in a position where I can do that. I really am. Um, but you guys continue to keep Joseph and I in your prayers and know that, we're doing everything we possibly can to bring you good content, to bring you positive content. And guys, also be on the lookout. We're actually working on a tour. We really want to go on tour. It's been spoken of. Matter of fact, Whisky Blu spoke. He said the Kingz Counsel needs to go on tour, and we're working on a motivational tour for you guys. So just keep on listening and keeping your ear to the phone, to your phone, to your YouTube. The MKingz and the Kingz Counsel may be coming to a town near you. Or
Yes,
if
and
you
y'all
want
remember.
us to come to your town and do a motivational class, by all means, contact us. We can talk details. We would love to come to your town and do a motivational speaking class. So, Joseph, do you have anything else to
It
say?
ain't free. No, I was gonna say that we tell you guys what's going on in our lives, not for sympathy or pity, but because real life happens. But then we have to sit in front of the camera and pretend like real life isn't happening. And that's because that's what we choose to do. So it's not like I'm saying, oh, pity us or nothing. But sometimes, when you don't get a video or you don't get, that whole motivational piece that you look for sometimes from us, it's because our mind ain't there. because real life is happening. This ain't real life.
Yeah,
But
well, we
real
try to
life
be
is
as
happening.
transparent. We try
Right,
to be
and
as
that's what I'm saying.
transparent as we possibly can.
When you have got COVID, you get well, then your car breaks down, then you have a way to pay for it. They lie to you and tell you they take that way to pay for it, and then when you get your car there, they tell you, "Oh, we don't take that." Now, what are you gonna do? Tow the car again for a fifth time? Then you chilling on a Saturday and you getting calls from the bank, from the fraud department telling you there's fraud on your account. And I'm thinking it's bogus and it's bullshit. And I look at the account and it's negative. I'm like, who the hell took my money? So now they locked my card. So me and Tramel ain't even got no money. I mean, let's rephrase that. We have money, but we don't have money that we can use.
We don't have
I only
access. We don't have access to it.
I only had $15 on my Cash App. He only had $3 on his Cash App, and all the money is in the bank.
You got $15 now?
Oh no, I ain't got nothing now because you used that this morning. So this is real life. This is real life. What's happening for us? So it ain't what it appears to be all the time. Like we can sit here and have these conversations and smile, and then when we get off the live, it's like real life, back to real life. So I just say that to say sometimes I know you guys want videos and we don't post the video that day. Don't feel no kind of way because trust me, tomorrow
we're still here. We're not going anywhere.
Right, we're not going anywhere. And the next day you will get a video because sometimes we just need to get our minds together, or sometimes we need to handle what's going on in real life, and we just don't have that time because, like I said, real life happens. I mean,
sometimes it's not enough hours in the
y'all
day.
Want me to, but I'm saying I'm supposed to get over COVID. My car breaks down, and not that it just broke down; it's the whole engine. So you already know how much that's gonna cost if it ain't on the warranty. And then my bank account gets locked, and now we don't have. I mean, we can't get our money until they send me a new bank card, which is going to be 5 to 10 days because my bank is in California because I use a credit union. So it ain't like I could just walk into PNC Bank and say, "Oh, I have fraud, give me another card." They can't do that because my bank is in California. Now, if you want to buy me a ticket to California to go get another bank card, feel free. But I gotta
first class seats.
Right, and the sad part is I couldn't even call today because I have to wait till Monday when the bank is open. So it's just been a lot.
But it's gonna be all right. We know it. We know it's gonna be all right.
We ain't worried about it.
The one thing that I want you to we want you to understand is that as sometimes tumultuous life can be, we take it in stride, and we also are humbled. We're humbled by everything that happens to us. Everything is a learning experience. Some things are just an experience that you go through that things just happen. It's a circumstance. And circumstances change. So we take it in stride. We really do. We take it in stride and realize that as much as we may not have any money right now, I'm still breathing. Right. I got food and I got food to eat. I have a roof over my head. Those are the things that we're grateful for. So and we're also grateful that the people that come and watch us, we're grateful for you being here. We really are. So if you can support us. If you can financially support us by sending us a Cash App, by all means, we would accept that, and we thank you in advance, and we want you to know that we appreciate every single dollar that you give us. And we appreciate all of the support that the subscribers like Reese Cup and Monte and all the other day ones that watch us. We appreciate it. We really do appreciate it. We want you to understand that we really do appreciate you with all of our hearts. And we understand that sometimes you can't be here or you're not able to be here at the time that we come on. But we appreciate you watching the replay. We appreciate you sharing our live stream on other social media platforms. We appreciate it all. Thank you so very, very much. We love you. Thank you. So, Joseph, you're going to close out the show.
On that note, make sure you check us out on all social media platforms. By now, you should know what they are. Our name is the same over all platforms. As well as make sure you check out the TheMcRaeKingz boutique for everything McRaeKingz and Dare to Be Different. And if nobody told you they loved you today, know that me and Tramel love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Also, always, 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 always remember to walk in love, peace, sunshine, and happiness. And you know what it is. I'm going to tell you anyway, but you know
And be
what
yourself.
it is.
Remember to be yourself.
You know what it is.
It's
And
Team McRae.
All damn day. Later, y'all.
Talk to you
Make
soon,
sure y'all
guys.
jump over to Kenton Rogers' page on Facebook or Whisky Blu over here on YouTube and watch the interview he's having right now. Later, y'all.
Bye-bye.